Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to the channel. As always, thanks for joining me. Make sure you smash the like button, it really helps me out. If you're brand new, feel free to subscribe. Go and check out my old stuff. Stick around for me new. Plenty coming, hopefully, in the new year. I hope you've had a great Christmas. Mine was a bit tough. Little boy being poorly, but everything's okay now. Looking forward to the new year. Looking forward to playing more Football Manager. And looking forward to us making more content. I've had a great year on YouTube. Hit 12,000 subscribers on Christmas Day. How mad is that? That was a special little present. It was brilliant. So thank you. But yeah, welcome. This is episode 1 of Rebuilding Swansea City, part of my rebuild series. And this, I think, will be a great rebuild. As always, I'll probably do 3 seasons, try and get them back in the Premier League, try and achieve something great. I just think it's going to be fantastic because I've thought about it. A good friend of mine's got a Swansea personal save, Ben DPB, good lad. Go check his channel out. And a couple of you actually have asked me to do these in the comments, so I had a look at them and I thought, what a freaking great club, man. Great facilities, great history in the Premier League, recent history as well. Perfect, really. So I wanted to do it, so we're doing it and we're doing it together. Let's get stuck in. And we'll start here on the main Swansea City information page. Great kits, although they used to be like Adidas, didn't they? I used to always love Swansea's kit. I love white kits, I think they're brilliant. They've gone to JOURNEYMAN, which is, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's just like Stockport County, isn't it? A Denton Villa from last year. So yeah, fair play to Swansea. But yeah, Liberty Stadium, great stadium. I'll look at that in a minute. 20,000 seater. But if you have a look here at the history, so they came third in Sky Bet League 2 in the noughties. Do you know what I mean? They were way down for a long time, and then they just started creeping up, didn't they? Couple of years League One, won League One. Couple of years in the Championship. They were just on this progression. They just could not stop. You could just, all the stories you were hearing about him. I can't remember his name. Oh man, I should have looked this up. There was a player, I think, a young winger who wasn't young at the end. I think he came up with him. Is it Britain? Something Britain maybe. He went up with him all the way through the leagues. Let me know. Can't remember. I'll have a look on the general page in a second. And obviously they got in the Premier League and they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in the Premier League till they got relegated. And in one of those years, they won a major domestic trophy. Some great managers, Brendan Rodgers, didn't he? He was there. He did a great job of him. Ended up going to Liverpool. They had Laudrup. I liked him though. And there's some cracking players like Michu. Always reminds me of what was that game my nephew plays? My brain's not working. Pokemon. That's it. Some cracking players. Sigurdsson played for him as well. So, can I bring the glory days back? There's a lot to do. And there you go. Carabao Cup. Now, some people might think, it's only the Carabao Cup. But there's a lot of big clubs out there who would love just anything. I watched an interview with Noel Gallagher recently. And he was talking about how City are so successful because he's a Man City fan. And he said, honestly, a few years ago, he'd have snatched your hand off for a League Cup. Just anything like that. Just a bit of fun, just to win something. And they won it in 2013. So they won it the year we won I'm a Man United fan, by the way. The last time we won the Premier League. That's brilliant. And they got Bradford in the final. Wow. Forgot about that. Bradford City. Fair play to Bradford. Onto the general page, and it is Leon Britton, whatever you want to call him. I'm pretty sure that's him, the guy who went through with him, the leagues. Lee Trundle, he's got retired now. I remember Lee Trundle being one of them players you could get down like lower level football. And he just had like 20 flair. He had bags of tricks, didn't he? But John Toshak's been a player manager. Michu, there he is. Is he still playing? No, he's not. I've just tried to click on him, didn't work. No way. But yeah, founded in 1912. Now, I did say this at the end of my Arsenal rebuild that we're sort of leaving England. This is what I meant. We've left England. We're in Wales, but we're still playing in English football. So yeah, but it is what it is. Right, first rivals, Cardiff. I've never been to Swansea. Been to Cardiff many times. Used to work there, and it's quite close to each other. Isn't it? I can imagine there is some rivalry, especially the Bristol teams, because that's not far either. Now, facility-wise, we play in the Liberty Stadium. It is a fantastic stadium. It's much better than what they used to have. They've definitely gone up in the world, but they don't own it. It's owned by the council. I think, is it the Ospreys, maybe? I think there's a rugby team that shares the stadium. Now, I like it. There's some great pictures of it online. But there's one thing about it sometimes, in certain pictures, especially inside, the way it's built with certain parts of the structure as well, and the way the seating plan has been painted. Do you ever see when them kids online, like my nephew does it, where they make a copy of their stadium or Minecraft or out of Lego? Always reminds me of that. I don't know why, just the way it looks, you know what I mean? But we've got great training facilities, excellent data analysis, great youth facilities, excellent youth recruitment. This is a team that's only, you know, been down here, what, a year? Is this our second year in the Championship? And being our second year in the Championship means we still get parachute payments, which explains this. I went straight on the finances, I think most of us do, and realised I've got nothing to spend, which is fair enough. But I've got 45 million in the bank, and I'm thinking, what? Are they super rich? Now they've got, I think they've got wealthy-ish owners. The owners, or especially one of them, owns DC United, and he was instrumental in bringing Rooney to DC United. He might own the Memphis Grizzlies, or he used to own them, I think. He's owned a few sports teams. But then I remembered as well, as a Man United fan, we bought James off him, didn't we? For 15 million. So that's 30 mil. Because I went in the editor and I looked at the parachute payments. 15 million to get paid this year. I don't know what they got last year when they first go down, but that's a lot of money. So 30 millions come from one player and a parachute payment. So yeah, that's pretty good. That can hang on to that kind of cash and get them out of this league quick and get Premier League money. I might be able to do a proper rebuild with this. Now the club vision, they want me to sign players under the age of 22. That's what I want to do. I've got a whole idea, which I won't go into too much just yet. Play possession football, attacking football. That's what they've always done, haven't they? To be fair. What do they want by the end of this season? Win promotion they want. Fair play. No, playoffs. Promotion next year. I want promotion this year. And I need new staff. But I'll be honest with you, I'm going to show you my new staff later. This was the first time I've not been able to get my trusty assistant in a long time. And do a proper staff rebuild where I have the best staff. Normally, I've not had any issue with that. I can scrap them all, bring in new staff, and we're the best. It's not as easy this time. Now, just like the Arsenal rebuild, I want to highlight people who make great tactics going forward with each club. I'm going to go into a team, look at the initial squad, especially because usually that first year you can't make a lot of changes. And I want to look at it and find a tactic that I like on Steam and highlight it. Now, for the Arsenal rebuild, I had two up top, so I used the Recordis Maldini tactic, which was okay. I think it got better over time. Now, I'm going to go back to the Recordis because he's a good lad. But also, this tactic, his 19 version, his FM19 version was amazing. I did a little experiment and it won it. It beat all the other tactics. So I wanted to try out his new one. Plus, it's a one-striker tactic. So I think it'll fit the squad I've got. Now I'm not going to be able to make too many changes. We'll have a look at what I do in a sec. But this is the initial bookies prediction for the Championship this year. And it's not great for us. I think we're going to be 9. And this is a tough league. There's a lot of great teams. A lot of massive clubs. A lot of teams that could be a Premier League team easily. And a lot of teams have the same kind of players. Now also, don't forget, this is FM20. So all the initial transfers from this previous summer are put in place. So that's probably why we've got no money. I don't know why we've got no money. I mean, I didn't know they sold another guy called Oliver McBurney. What a name. It sounds like he's made that name up. For 17 million to Sheffield United. So that's where all that money's come from. All that 45 million in the bank has come from them 2 player sales and 15 million in a parachute payment. Welcome to the 3rd of August. The season's about to start. And alright, that's still pretty good. I still did a decent job, but it could have been better. Not perfect. That's not perfect in my eyes. But that's pretty decent, so I won't complain too much. I just wish I could have got Lau. I like him. He's my go-to guy. So, but I couldn't. Just was not interested in coming to South Wales and Swansea. So we've got Paul Bracewell, who's pretty decent. To be fair, I've got a good coaching team here actually. 2 decent goalkeeper coaches, brought in 3 really good fitness coaches, and then I've got 2 coaches. One of them is Dennis Bergkamp, who's got technical coaching of 19. So with no money, I can only do loans, and I can only get in 2 loans, and I've gone to 2 guys I've used before. I needed a central midfielder, so we brought in James Garner from Manchester United. 10k a week, but no loan fees. He's a good, solid, young midfielder. And another one of my go-to guys, Mr. Ryan Brewster, who is a decent player. He's good on his game. I think for £6 a week, he's a bargain. 19 years old. He needs to play a bit of football away from Liverpool, get some games under his belt. And he's got a lot of promise. Trouble is, we've got a few players like this who I don't think we need. He's decent. But I've got a million wingers. I'll show you them in a minute. He's worth money. I can't sell him just yet. I will eventually get rid of him. But look what he's on a week. He's still on like a Premier League contract. So that's it. I have let a couple of players go for free just to get the wages off. Players like Nathan Dyer. There's a couple of old guys I didn't think we need. I have a lot of wingers. I think I've filled in the 2 positions I really needed. And we've got a good enough squad, good tactic, good staff to go at it. The best we can do. And hopefully can get rid of that Ayew or whatever he's called. 80 grand a week at some point. 80 grand a week! Jesus. Anyway, this is my team. I'm going to go show you my main guys. We've got Nordfeld, Swedish man, 30 years old. Well, I think it's pretty good. Great kicker. Punch the shit out of you if you wanted to. 15 punching. I like him a lot. Jake Bidwell as my left back, who I think is really good, especially for the Championship. Over to the right hand side, and we've got Mr. Connor Roberts, young Welshman, 23 years old, who I think is really good. Not very strong. Spends too much time brushing his hair in the changing room, but brilliant, really. I like him. Centre half, my number 1 centre half is Mike van der Hoorn. Good. 14 marking, 15 tackling, 14 positioning, pretty decent physicals. 6'2", same size as me pretty much. So I like that. I like that a lot. And the next guy we've got Joe Rodon. He's alright, isn't he? We've got another guy here on loan, but he was already here, I'm pretty sure. Ben Wilmot, because I haven't brought him in. So what we're talking about, 19 years old, on loan from Watford. If we move forward, got Matty Grimes, right? I've heard of him. I think he's pretty good. 24-year-old. I like him. We've also got Tom Carroll, 27-year-old Englishman. He's not bad, decent pass for the ball. Obviously, we've got Garner in as well. You've already seen him. Now on the wings, we go over to the left. We've got Mr. Peterson. Again, he's Swedish. Got quite a few Swedes in the team. Decent. I mean, this is decent players, but everyone's like this, aren't they? Apart from maybe the teams that usually come straight down in the Premier League, they might still be able to hang on to a few of their big-time players, but it's all right. Got Selena, Bresant Selena, Kosovan, okay, innit? McKay, I think he's brilliant. Barry McKay, Barry. So again, good wingers. Don't need them expensive old guys. Get rid of them. Now up top, this guy looks decent, Mr. Borja Baston. He's on 45 grand a week, which I think is a bit much, and his contract runs out at the end of the season. So I'll see how he goes. If he's a superstar, like I might re-sign him, but I don't know if I'd be confident with going in the Premier League with him. I think it's best to get rid to see what we can do. And then he's going to be backed up by, well, we've got Brewster, we've got a few other lads here. But I think that's a decent all-round team that suits his tactic. And we could do some damage. So pre-season went okay. We had the usual under-23 match. Sometimes I cancel it, sometimes I don't. Didn't cancel it this time. And then we went and played Sparta, Almere City, FC Den Bosch, Asasuna, is it? Might say that. It's been alright. No defeats. Scored some goals. And I like the tactic. I like it. I think I don't know if he's just transferred it over from FM19 or he's tweaked it. He usually tweaks it and tests it. So, yeah. Let's see what he can do in the league. Let's go have to start well and keep on going well. I don't really think there's many. I don't think there's any easy game in this league. I just think anyone can beat anyone. There's so many good teams like Hull, Derby, massive clubs, Preston, a pretty big club. QPR went Premier League recently. Birmingham, Leeds are massive. Forest, massive. Bristol City, Reading used to be in the Premier League recently. Charlton were in the Premier League for years. About 15, 20 years ago. Well, we're here in January and we're going to start with the Carabao Cup like I always do. And we drew Millwall in the first round. And it was a bit of a battle, really. We dominated. I think I should have won it. Baston was shit. I don't know why I did that then. Shit. I don't know why I did that. It was involuntary. But yeah, we scraped through on Pengers. And then we got Bristol City away. And again, scraped through on penalties. But this time the game was way more even. In fact, they probably should have beat us. But then we came up against the mighty Premier League team that is Burnley. And I'm not even being sarcastic. I think they're awesome. I like Burnley. Been to Star Wars conventions at their stadium. I love that little stadium. I love football stadiums like Burnley's. I like Burnley. Do you know what I don't like? I went to school with a lad from Burnley. He moved over here as a kid. Was a Burnley fan. Didn't see him for years. Saw him in an Arsenal shirt a couple of years ago. I was like, what are you doing? He went, oh, I got bored of Burnley. Instantly, the thought, lost all respect for you. All respect. You don't do that. And in the league, Mr. Reconist and his Skulls Can't Tackle tactic ain't doing too bad. I'm not all going to put it down to him. He even says this himself on Twitter. It's not about just the tactic. Football Manager, for a while, you can't get a plug and play tactic. I still know how to play this game. I still do all the little bits in between. The right team talks, the right chatting up a player, talking to him, bigging him up. Do you know what I mean? Sorting out your training, all that kind of stuff. It's not just about the tactic, but I do like this tactic. I like it a lot more than the last one. Although I do favour 2 strikers. I do like 2 strikers, but this thing just, it fits the squad perfectly, and now I'm just going to keep it and build the squad around it. Attacking wise, we don't do too bad. I'd like to do better. I'm not sold on that Baston guy. He is well overpaid, and when his contract runs out, bye bye mate. But where we are also brilliant, along with Leeds, is defensively. Absolutely fantastic. Great defence. That Woodman, who we've got on loan, already on loan at the club, he's pretty good. If we go on the main page for the best players in the league, I've only got one guy on there, and it is Connor Roberts, but he's doing a good job for me. Now he's a wing back, and used to play for Middlesbrough, but I like him. I was worried about his strength when I first saw him, but the young Welshman got 13 caps, 1 goal for his country. Let's have a quick look through the results. Won't go into these in too much detail. I'm just worried about time, always with these episode 1s of rebuilds. We've got more to go through, I think. I talk too much. So yeah, these are the results, and you can see we did really well. I mean, started off fantastic, beating Leeds, always a great thing to do. Beating Forest, very happy with that. And then we get beat off Bristol City, which I can't lie, bit disappointed. But then we just bounced back, great run again, picking up some great results. You might see there, sorry if you're a Cardiff fan, but Derby was on TV, and we won it. And Baston, the bastard, he scored the goal. What else is good is we do actually have the money to do stuff, so I thought, why not ask? So I asked for new training and new facilities or upgrades, and they said, yeah, you know, it might cost us a bit of money, it might be silly, but with us doing so well in the league, I thought, why not? I mean, the first idea was to not spend any money and hopefully get the Premier League and pool all that cash, but it might be better for us to do this, so by the time we hopefully do get in the Premier League, the club looks better, and maybe we can attract a better kind of player. Now, when it came to a better kind of player, I had a plan. Now, plans always change. You have to, I think ahead. So I think if we get promoted, I've got this plan. If we don't get promoted, I've got another plan, right? Obviously, and the other plan is we've got no money. Might have to loan more players and see what we can do. But my plan was, with the facilities we had and all that, and knowing we had a bit of money, and then if we can get Premier League money, was to go down the youth road again. Now, with Arsenal, my last rebuild, I was able to go out there and buy wonder kids, which is great. I had a lot of fun doing it. Learned a lot about a few players. Tonali, great midfielder. Haaland, great striker. So on and so on. Now, what I've done with this is I've got lots of lists and notes and stuff. And you have like the top tier, don't you? The under 21s. And they're going to be the wonder kids. They're maybe minus, the odd minus 10, possibly minus 9 potential players. Then you'll have the minus 8s and the minus 7s. That's where I want to target. Very good young players with big promise that are never going to be wonder kids. FA Cup wise, we've drawn Accrington Stanley. Who are they in the FA Cup? If you're a bit young, you want to know what I'm talking about, but it's the old milk advert. Wham Stadium. Wham, bam, da, 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 da. Love it. Club Tropicana, drinks are free. Fun and sunshine, dancing up. No. What the hell is that about? Wham? Is that Wham? Do you remember Wham bars that you could eat? Who's doing a business for me at the halfway point? Well, a few, really. If we get the top 2, Connor Roberts has been great. I talked about him, he's suspended. Matty Grimes, brilliant, to be fair. Can't lie. James Garner's come in and done better than I thought. Sometimes I've loaned James Garner and he's struggled to get into certain teams, but no issues. No issues here. Now, I have played Baston a lot. But I try to put Brewster on a bit as well, but Baston's just, I don't know, he looks like he should just score goals. He's definitely let me down. Now, I originally thought I was going to play the other guy because on paper he looks better, more experience and all that. But we've got this guy in on loan from Newcastle. He's already here. He's got good potential. He's 22 years old. And I ended up playing him more. I liked his handling and reflexes. I like that a lot. That's what I love about these rebuilds. I'm getting to just play Football Manager, play a season, no worries. I don't have to keep stop-starting to record episodes. And then I can just bring you a season. I'm getting to go all these different clubs. I'm getting to try different kinds of players out, different levels of players. And I like it. So, it's January. I've got an A+ off the board. Everything looks alright. Let's see what happens. Well, we'll start here. And I got rid of him in the January transfer window near the end of January. We only got about 3 million for him, but he's only worth 1.5 now anyway. He's on half the wages he was. 30 years old. He was just crazy money. Over to the FA Cup and we beat Accrington Stanley. Who are they? 3-1. Then we've got QPR. I thought it was going to be tough away. It's pretty even, stat-wise. I think player-wise, it says it all there with average ratings. We just looked way better. But just like the Carabao Cup, once we came up against the Premier League team, and a good one, we got beat at home 1-0. They dominated us, man. Should have probably been 3 or 4-0. Got a man set off again. It's all about that league. Now, last time I left you, we were top of the league. But what happened? Firstly, next time in a derby, away from home, we destroyed Cardiff. What's happened to Cardiff? They've gone right off a cliff. Finished second. Brentford won it by a point. Leeds, who were awesome at the start of the year, came fourth. They didn't even get promoted. West Brom won the playoffs. Now I've reversed the dates, and that's the Cardiff game I talked about. That was the second game after you last saw what we were up to. And look at that. Look at the colour. It's like a fucking rainbow, and rainbows don't work for me. Rainbows will not get you promoted, or they do, but they won't get you. They're not a good thing. I don't like them. You want a green road to glory with a couple of yellow bumps and the odd red pothole. But this just went. It was just bad. Now, don't get me wrong. We had a few injuries, a few tired players, and so on. That always kind of happens sometimes. It's a tough division with a lot of games. I think defensively we were great. We finished second still. Brentford just came out of nowhere. Hey, interesting to see what they do in the Premier League. When it came to the goals, we did improve. Eventually, we did creep up a little bit. But got nowhere near Leeds or West Brom. Miles off. But hopefully, there'll be some big changes in the summer. A lot of changes. I can't wait. Now, this is the final squad arranged by average rating. As you can see, it was pretty decent. I mean, some of these lads I'm definitely going to give a chance to. It all depends on what I can do. There's some guys here. I think he's like Barry McKay, was it? There's a lad down there. It might be Barry McKay. Top of my head. It's been nearly a week ago since I've played Season 1. I've played Season 2, finished that yesterday. And hopefully I'm going to play Season 3 throughout this week. Barry McKay. Was it Barry McKay? He's like worth 6.5 million there. Do you know what I mean? He's wanted. So there's a few players I don't rate, who I reckon I can get a good few million for. I just want to pool as much money as I can. What I try and do is try and sell players quick. I get them up for sale, get them out there, get them offered out there, get them off the wage bill. I might even offer them out for free. I just try and do what I can to pool all my money and my wages, and then I attack my shortlist. We've been given a budget as well for next year, and it is 40 million, even though we've only got 13 in the bank now. But I think that'll get more. That'll improve. So I'm not too bothered. It's enough. I'm going to stretch the finances. I always do. In case you're wondering, the teams we'll be replacing in the Premier League are Brighton, Newcastle, and Villa, and City won the league. Unfortunately for me, Liverpool beat Man United in the Carabao Cup final 3-2. Chelsea beat Watford 2-0 in the FA Cup final. God. Well, there we have it. That is the end of episode 1 of Rebuilding Swansea City. I'd love to show you more, but it's always a time thing. Episode 2, hopefully you're going to come back for that. There's a lot of transfers, so I'm going to try and do what I did with one of my Arsenal episodes. I'll just go through every single player I've got in my first team squad quickly, so you see the whole quality of the team and give you a better idea that time. But thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash the like button and return for future episodes. Even subscribe if you're new. Honestly, I really appreciate you just sitting down right now, taking time out of your day to watch this. I always appreciate it. I think it's absolutely amazing that people do that. So thank you. If I don't see you again before New Year, have a great New Year. Hope 2020 starts brilliant for you. Love you all. I'm Bood. I'll see you next time.